One thing always leads to another. We just finished working on the key of D for Bad Moon Rising, and we saw our D, A, and G, the 1-4-5 in that key. This song has another great classic rock sense, although it's from 1985. There's a few things we're going to want to talk about in it. The first thing would be the scale tone chords in this key. We've got our D again, the verse, and the intro. Work on D's and A's, the 1 and the 5. Then we go to our relative minor, the B minor for the chorus. As always, you have a few versions. You may still be using this diagonal version, 1st string, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 2nd string, 4th fret, 3rd string, and an open 4th. That one, as always, will sound okay there. So the chorus is B minor to A to D to G. You may have a 4th finger version. You may want to use your power chord, or you've got the full version. Down, down, up, down. We'll work through the chorus. It goes twice. The 3rd time, you stop on the A and you go to D, and we'll do D susses, sus 2 and sus 4. Sometimes I'll do this just strumming. Sus 2 and sus 4. And back to the verse. Obviously I haven't taught you how to do this yet, I'm just showing you some of the ideas. So you've got that B minor option if you're playing open chords. I'm going to have a picture of your guitar strings. This can also be a power chord song. If you're on your power chords still, this is a perfect song for that. Now we know from Bad Moon Rising, our D is 5th fret, 5th string, A, 5th fret, 6th string, and G, the 4 chord, is back here at the 3rd fret. We have that inverted L. The 1 chord, beneath it is the 5 chord, and 2 frets to the left is the 4 chord. Now we have D's and A's in power chords if you like. You can use full chords if you want. I should stay on my mute there. If that's A, where's your B? E, F, G, A, B. So B power chord will work in the chorus. That's not even a substitute for the B, really. It's just a less defined version of it. So we've got B minor, or B power chord, to A, to D, to G. B to A with a pause. One guitar can stay on D's, while another does the piano part. Or nobody does the piano part because it's the piano part. So whether you're playing open chords for part of it, you can still go to power chords. For the next part, you can use a power chord on this B, to A, to D, to G for your chorus, or you can use the full B minor. Obviously, as always, we're working toward the fullest of our chords, and the most developed version of each. But none of these is wrong along the way. In fact, if you were in a band where somebody's playing these chords, it'd be nice if you were out on power chords while they did this B. Your B out here would be fine. You want to be able to mix and match your chords to the situation. The power chords are always going to be efficient and sound nice in songs, even if they're not the exact recorded versions. The sus2 and sus4 on these chords I want to get to as well. Sometimes this is an exercise in the key of D with its relative minor, B minor, preparing us for more songs along that route. Sometimes it's an answer to what is a sus chord. Let's go in there now. So you've got your D chord. In your chord theory, you know you have a 1, 3, and a 5 in the chord. D is the 1, D, E, F sharp is the 3. It's 2 whole steps above the 1, and it's on this angle. You know this angle is a major third. You've explored that before with G's, C's, F's, and the D. And there's the 5. The A note makes the 5 of the chord. So this triangle is your D chord. To do a suspended fourth, we just say D sus usually, but it's D suspended fourth. You need not 1, 3, 5, but 1, 4, 5. Sorry, that's not to be confused with the primary chords. These are the actual chord names in the scale. We're going to have a 1 chord, a D chord, a 4 chord, a G chord, a 5 chord, an A chord, D chord, G chord, and A chord. When I have a sus4 chord, I have a 1, 4, and 5. Those are the notes within the chord. Not coincidentally, they're D, G, and A. The rule for a sus is you get rid of the 3, in this case the F sharp, and replace it with the 4, in this case the G. You actually already know this from Green Day. We had that G hanging on our chords. So we said that's a D sus. You can remove the pinky to the F sharp and have the legitimate D. You recognize that sound from many songs. The D sus2, sus2s don't really exist. It's sort of a pop nomenclature for this. It's kind of an appoggiatura in classical music. But the same situation obtains. You remove the F sharp. You're replacing the 3 of the chord with a 2 now in D, D, E, F sharp, G, A. E is the 2. Voila, it's the open E string. So we can hear a D sus2. Put this finger back on, you have D. Go up to the sus4 with the pinky on it. Back to the D. We get to duplicate that on the A string. The 2 on an A chord, of course, is A, B. That's our second string. So remove the 3, the C sharp, to have an open B. Put the C sharp back on to have a real A. Put the pinky on to get the D note. A, B, C sharp, D is the 4. So we replace the C sharp, the 3, with the D, the 4. So that's a sus4 on A. Sus2, A, sus4, A, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and same thing on D. So we're rushing through this. Each of these ideas is actually probably a week's worth of work, working on that intro with that or strums, or ignoring it. You can just learn the names of those chords for now. You don't have to do them in the song. It's not the guitarist's job anyway. It's just nice to do. And then the main groove of the song. I'm embarrassed to admit this took me forever to get down. I wrote it like this and I counted it out really slowly. First of all, you need a palm mute. I thought I invented this. I've heard guys online talk about it recently. You use the karate chop part of your guitar hand and you lay it on the bridge of the guitar. If I'm right on the bridge on the wood, I'm not muting anything. So I just feed it onto the strings a little bit to kill them. They give it that woody sound. If you go too far, you're too woody. come back too far, you're not muting at all. So you find your spot there, just where your hand likes to rest. There's many ways to do this. I tend to use this karate chop part of my hand most of the time. I actually prefer having the strings feeding through this valley of my hand for a lot of my mutes. For now, just take your karate chop, place it down on the guitar, and get this woody sound. The left hand is also muting. One of the thoughts here is that you play the chord and then release the pressure of it. I was amused to see a student one day playing chords, and he was doing that, and I asked him what he was up to, and he said, "I'm doing what you're doing." I have no idea I'm doing it 90% of the time. My natural state is to rest on the guitar in this muted position. Then I combine the pressing of the chord with the sound I want. So in this we press it on 1 and on the and of 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a whole bar of muted notes. 3 and 4 and strum. I've pressed it and I've lifted my mute. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and mute the whole bar. A, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4. I don't know why it took me so long to get this. Probably won't take you any time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3. We're in the key of D. We've been playing D, A, E minor, and G. Completely out of key, but not foreign to rock music. We then go to a flat 3, the F chord, and we'll have a flat 7, the C chord. You remember you had those in Hair of the Dog in E. The flat 3 to the A, which we had also found in Smoke on the Water. And then the D to the E, the flat 7 to the E. So those are rock blues chords. They're using both of those in this key of D, the flat 3, D, E, F. It's the F. F sharp's the 3, so F is the flat 3. A's have these C sharp notes. So we know C sharp is the 7 in D. Here's a C chord. So it's a flat 7 in D. Flat 3s, flat 7s, they're rock blues chords. Because those two work in D in the blues and rock idiom, they put them together here, and actually I would say we've changed keys. We've gone to the key of F. F is the 1 in this bridge section, and C, whether like that or with a bar chord or a power chord, is the 5, so we need a 4 for F. You know from your key signatures now that's B flat. Deceptive cadence. In F, you want to get back to an F from C. In a deceptive cadence, it would go to the relative minor of F, which is D minor. So you'd hear this C to F's usually. Deceptive cadence to D minor. In this song, it's doubly deceptive. It's not D minor, but D. So we've stepped out into a region where the chords aren't entirely unfamiliar to this key. They're all out of key, but they do have excuses, flat 3s and flat 7s, that we do relate to them. And then the flat 6 of the key of D or the 4 of the key of F. And these are all mingling in as chords borrowed from the parallel minor of D minor. But I think what's happening here really is because we're used to hearing flat 3s and 7s, we go and lean over there and grab them. And with that change, just for a small period of time, actually modulate, just change keys to the F and then return. You can hear the song does sound like it's in a new key there. It's lifted off into a new region. So I've rushed through every one of those items. Obviously, you can't absorb them all in one session if it's all new to you. You can't really master them in a week unless you're just slaving away at this. So put every one of these ideas aside, write them in your book, come back to the video and practice each one, and allow them to just inform your playing over time. Try to relate what we've seen here to everything you already know. What are the notes on my low strings? What do power chords look like? How do they relate? How does this D, A, and G fit into my 1, 4, and 5 here? Now we've learned what palm mutes are, and left hand mutes. Susses, how they apply on both chords, and even a different key, the key of F, and your knowledge of key signatures tells you why there's a B flat in there. So that's all I want to say about this in a very truncated form. We'll probably have another day where we'll develop this. Over time, I'm probably coming back to a lot of these songs to work on them a little bit more. But this will give you all the different ideas you need. Pick one track and do it. While I speak of tracks, don't forget to be on the note reading track, where we've just finished blues bass, and now we're going to go back to page 24 in Hal Leonard. And also make sure you're working on your fretboard knowledge, learning the notes that we've talked about. I want to get into a specific day or two on that soon as well. Thanks again, guys. Take her easy.